YouTube, what's up? What's going on in Texas? There's been a lot of noise around this Texas flooding. Anyone knows the real number of people that's missing from the flooding? How many people are really missing? I'm seeing conflicting numbers on the internet. Conflicting numbers. Okay, let's see right here. It says, okay, all right. Let's see. Uh, missing, missing people. Search for 170 people so far. They're saying 170 people. I guess 120 have been found. So let's bring the tally up to like 280 so far. You know what I'm saying? Is there any person from Texas who knows what's going on with the cleanup and recovery efforts in Texas? What's going on? What's the deal? You got Texas going on. You got trash in Philly. A lot of trash seems to be laying in Philly. It's a lot of different things in the social sphere going on. At the same time, you got Alligator Alcatraz in Florida. So there's a lot of bubbly things, a lot of things going on that's a concern to myself and the general public. You see what I'm saying? Trash in Philly, flooding in Texas, Alligator Alcatraz in Florida. And I saw there was one congressman reporting that he visited Alligator Alcatraz, and there were people inside of Alligator Alcatraz complaining that they don't have food, they're not getting running water, they don't have access to their medication or prescriptions, health care, right? They don't have these things. Where's this heading? Is this the America that you dreamt about? What kind of country is this are we living in? Called the United States of America. What's really going on? This is bad. Extremely bad. Well, some people may agree and say, yeah, whatever is whatever. We know what's happening in society today is wrong. Very, very wrong. And it should not be happening. My question is, what are people doing? Are you just sitting there hoping things are going to change? You see what I'm doing. I'm creating conversations around these topics, right? Because whether it's the trash that's in Philly packed up and piled up, right, that most people seem to turn a blind eye to, say nothing, do nothing, or it's those people who are only Latino Hispanic descent that's locked up in Alligator Alcatraz in Florida. Okay. We recently saw where a judge stopped the MAGA regime from conducting mass ICE raids, and that's yesterday. A California federal judge halted that. We know it's wrong. There's reports of a man who died And the ice raids that took place in Camarillo, California, on a Ventura farm over there, on a farm over there. So one person's confirmed dead. Okay. Let me see if I'll find his name real quick. All of this happening is unnecessary and it's bullshit. Okay. That's what it really is. So let's see. Man who died California ice raid. California ice raid on farm. Farm worker dies a day after chaotic immigration raid in California farms. All right, farm worker dies after fleeing federal raid in Southern California. Okay, so one person confirmed that according to these news reports. Union says farm worker died after ICE raid. All right. Missing, U.S. citizens missing. Union says, they also says, are you a Fast and Furious actor? No, I'm Big Muscle. You get what I'm saying? And I want to highlight a lot of social issues that's going on in society on this YouTube platform. All right. And the thing I'm talking about right now is that farm worker who died in an ice raid in California yesterday. I think it was yesterday, day before yesterday. I think it was yesterday. All right. And then we have a federal judge. Okay, so federal judge blocks ice raids in California. Ice raids on farms. Let's see what we got here. All right, so this is very bad. And a federal judge halts indiscriminate immigration stops in Los Angeles. All right, I'm reading from an article here. It says, in a searing ruling against the Trump administration, a federal judge on Friday temporarily blocked federal agents from using racial profiling to carry out indiscriminate immigration arrests and advocates say have terrorized Angelinos, which we all know are Hispanic Latino people, right? Force people into hiding and damage the local economy, which won't be recovered in a jiffy. So the ruling by U.S. District Judge Mam Iwusi Mensah Frimpong, an appointee of President Biden, was widely hailed by the immigrants' rights group and California Democrats who have been in pitched battle with the administration over recent sweeps through Southern California immigration neighborhoods. Now, before that, we saw a lot of ICE agents riding on horses in parks where there are kids located in California. All right, and we could cover that also. Let's see what happens here. Okay, da 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 da. So ICE in parks in California. We're gonna read this. We can get some information here. MacArthur Park, yeah, goes quiet. I think it was MacArthur Park on June. Acres of MacArthur Park downtown, noticeably quieter, unusual. Okay. Okay, let's see. It says MacArthur Park. ICE MacArthur Park, California. ICE agents caught on camera during MacArthur Park raid. And it says here at least 100 federal agents, including Border Patrol and other law enforcement, troops and federal agents briefly descend on MacArthur Park. This happened in California, right? And now we're seeing where different agents, including local law enforcement, which happened yesterday, by the way, at that farm in California, where local law enforcement in California are now clashing with ICE. There's a lot of videos everywhere, right? Because of jurisdiction and so forth and so forth. But look, I'm not an attorney or whatever the case is, right? But here's what I do know. When you're dealing with the public, you must be identifiable. You must be identifiable. Okay? There's no way you could tell me that there are agents riding around, no identification whatsoever, jumping out of cars and vehicles, grabbing people and locking them up with no ID. All they have a vest that's marked ICE or whatever. Anybody could buy a vest that says ICE on it and have a badge. You can get them online, right? It is only right thing to do is to be clearly identifiable, not wearing a mask and stuff like that, because this will promote an atmosphere for criminal elements to follow suit, right? And what if there's some criminals who decided that, okay, we're just going to dress up like ICE, right? We're going to dress up like ICE and we're going to go out and terrorize people. They already have the reputation of not identifying themselves. So guess what? A criminal element or criminal mind person, they'll probably do the same thing because they realize that ICE is operating on the basis of no ID. And now you got in Texas where this flooding is occurring. 120 people confirmed dead. That means I would suppose that they found those people already. 120 people, right? So moved away from ICE. Now we're in Texas flooding. Texas flooding, 120 people, according to sources, reported so far that's already found, and another 170 is currently missing. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's what the thing I gotta say. A lot of people don't understand Texas landscape, and it's something you need to know. If you're in Texas camping, visiting Texas, whatever the case is, you got to be aware of the geographical landscape that's down there. It's something you might want to pay attention to because guess what? There's a lot of dry rivers in Texas. A lot of dry rivers. They're all over Texas, right? So you could be sitting in the middle of a river and not realize what's going on. Now, if you look at the Guadalupe River, if you look at the Guadalupe River in Texas, and you look where the what do you call this camp? The Mystic Camp is located. You realize that this camp, the river makes a turn right where the camp is located. You get what I'm saying? The river makes a turn. If you look at the map, okay, I'm going to pull up the map so you can see the Guadalupe River and the bend it make. Okay, so Guadalupe River, River, and the Mystic Camp, Mystic Summer Camp, Mystic Summer Camp. Boom. Let's bring up some images there. Let's see if we could find these images. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, this is not a good image. Need to find a better image. Mystic. Okay, boom. Okay, this one isn't that bad. I guess this can explain what I'm trying to say. Okay, here's a better. All these camps that's located along the river, they need to be removed. All these camps that's located along this river need to be removed. So now you got Mystic, Camp Mystic. Okay, here we go. That's Camp Mystic right there. Okay, this is it. So if you notice this diagram right here, right? I don't know if you could see this. You can't see it properly, but if you notice, there's a bend right where Camp Mystic is. Right where you have Camp Mystic, there's a bend in the river. Like there's a curve in the Guadalupe River, like so. The river bends. So if the river is flowing this way, there's a bend in it, right? And Camp Mystic is located right here. Camp Mystic is located right here. There's a bend in the river. So that means when this water come rushing down 20, 30 feet high, water cannot take a corner that fast. That high body of water, it can't take a turn. There's no way it could take that turn that fast and be under control or stay within the confines of the river. So of course the water pushed over to this side where Camp Mystic is. You get what I'm saying? And covered everything, 25, 26, 28, 30 feet of water. You see? So now there's still 170 people that's missing, right? And 120 confirmed dead. They're still down there searching the rubbles and doing all types of stuff like that. Guys, Shan Shabda, how you doing today? So they're searching the rubbles and doing all types of stuff like that. Is anyone on this live from Texas who knows what's going on? I would imagine that not every person is allowed to go in that area in Texas. But that's what's going on. A bunch of immigration shit, right? Immigration stuff is happening. Flooding in Texas, and you got a bunch of trash that's piled up on the floor in the Philly area. Okay, because employees aren't getting paid. Employees are not getting paid. Gang Sham Shabda, how you doing today? This is where we're at in society today. A lot of madness going on, okay? All right, I'm going to wrap this live up and I'll come back with another live pretty soon. Big muscle peace.